All right, let's start it up. We are back in another game of Deceive Inc. We're playing red here today. We've got a pretty standard red 1, 1, and 1 build. Because I really wanted to use the expertise and the passive, and then I was like, well, we might as well just go all the way with the weapon. So, well, here we are, 1, 1, and 1. The weapon did get buffed, I think, for Jaddy Mania. I also think we might have used it already, so I'm not, too worried. You know, that's not a big selling point here. But let's do our loadout rundown. Everyone loves the red loadout rundown because I always have to talk about Chime. And it takes like 5 minutes. And we will be talking about Chime, but we might wait a little bit. We don't want to scare people off too quickly. But we'll talk about our fully auto gun here. 9 to the body, 12 to the head, basically no recoil, 22 shots until you need to reload. This is a pretty good gun.
Useful.
It's a pretty good gun. That's really all I gotta say. I think it's pretty good.
Quick one.
We'll see the fire rate. It's a pretty quick fire rate. It's like a, you know, an assault rifle type gun. It's pretty good. Right, head out. Gotta go upstairs. We have the expertise 1, which is the chime itself. We'll talk about that after. We'll talk about that later. And then we have our passive 1, which is going to change our disguise when we get in cover. So when we lose cover and get back into cover, we get a slightly different cover. Oh, hang on. Have you run into this bathroom?
Just a little. They were right.
All right. Okay. All right, there we go. 1 down. So yeah, we switch color. You can. What were those words? We change cover when you lose and regain your cover. For example, if you look now, we are actually a different staff member than we were before. You always do keep the same security level. So if we, well, actually, because Jaddy Mania is currently on, if we grab a VIP and we do it, we will actually switch to the other VIP, which is kind of cool. But if you are usually on a map with only 1 VIP, I'm really sus of this dog. Okay, I think we're fine. Jeez, okay. Well, we got not a ton of stuff. We're gonna go in and at least get a blue here, since it's right here and we're being let in.
There's security. What security?
You know what to do.
Okay, and yeah, and then also the other part of our passive is when we get our cover back, we gain damage reduction for a couple seconds. It's pretty strong. It's weaker than it used to be, but it's still pretty strong. All right, let's see if we can't get our mitts on a package here. We don't have a purple or a gold and no key cards, so this is gonna be rough, but we'll see what we can do. See anyone running in? No, just us.
Whatever, I'll take it.
We might just try to collect stuff and then not really worry about it. Not really worry about getting the package, because we do have to talk about Chime. Actually, that's going to be the thing we talk about more than anything else. Probably. Okay. So, Chime, I want to talk about Chime a lot. I should jump. I should bounce pad so I don't have to waste 5 more intel. So let's talk about what Chime does, and then we'll probably talk about what it, well, let's talk about what it does in the form of what it says it does. We'll talk about other stuff it does that it doesn't necessarily say it actually does. We'll talk about how it's used, how it can be used, and how versatile it is. We might even get to mention counters, but it might not. We might not be able to because there's not many, and that's part of the reasons we're talking about it. So Yeah, there's no printer in here though. So let's just say what charm does. Let's say what's written
Showed up to the party.
about it. So charm, you go into this stance. Okay, was scared for a second. I thought someone literally rushed me.
Boosting.
You go into this stance, not that stance, this stance, and you blow a kiss, and everyone in this cone gets charmed. It looks like that. It puts you in cover. It puts them in cover if you're an actual player with it. It does a lot of other stuff too. It also neutralizes them. It also slows them. So neutralize prevents them from using their ability, so they can't like hit you back with anything. Because that's within the vault, right? Yeah, it is. So yeah, we talk about neutralize a little bit whenever we play Hans. Whoop, falling. Because it's really good at countering expertise. The obvious Larson, the obvious Madam. There's also things like Chavez, where his expertise 2 actually will just go away if you hit it with neutralize. Okay. Pretty sure that was them. Maybe not, though? Nope, guess not. That's them. Probably. Oh, well, that's someone else. Guess not. Guess who I saw was in fact not them. Luckily, we have a friend. We just have to decide what we're doing with our friend. Whether we're shooting them in the back or playing with them. I'm all for playing with them because, well, this package carrier is being slow and annoying and I don't want to deal with it. Although that guy's jumping around kind of crazy, which is also usually scary. But here we are. Gives us more time to talk about charm. We haven't finished yet. Oh, don't worry. Do dogs hit doors like that? That seems weird. Okay, it seems like there's a fight. We still can't get in this door though, so it doesn't really matter that there's a fight. Unless someone comes rushing out or in. We're stuck on the outside. Unless I try to do a purple skip, but I think it's over now. I didn't do it anyway. Sad. Never can do it when we need it.
No door can resist.
Well, there was a Yumi and a Hans, though. Guess we're playing against one of those. And we'll have to save our big charm talk for later, unfortunately. I bet the Yumi was the one jumping around that we saw, and the Hans was the defender of the package, because let's be honest, that person jumping around definitely played like a Yumi. Well, here we wait for at least another minute and a half until the car comes, and then potentially 5 minutes after that. I'd kind of like to know what we were playing against, because I'd play pretty differently against Hans versus Yumi. Okay, we got hit for 18 damage, a little more now. I'm just gonna throw this actually, and we can literally just heal right here while we third-person camera this.
No way. I've lost another one.
Neither of us do all that much damage at this range. So, yeah.
You don't look too bad, do you?
Is that them? I doubt it. Yeah, they just ran for it. Could be rough letting them get out here. We're gonna have to deal with this, which is a little rough.
Like I'd clean after anyone.
Let's go this way. They went up. All right. Hey, Jaddy. How's it going, bud? Long time no see. Not really. I feel like I should be upstairs too, but at the same time, don't really need to be. B got called automatically.
Done.
So we gotta worry about getting too far away from B at this point.
Next.
We're in a pretty good shape. We got bonds out of it and everything.
Extraction vehicle on standby. Make haste cautiously.
All right, so it is like a shotgun Yumi, so we gotta play this similar to how we would actually play against the Hans, at a little bit of range. We just get to chill for a while, I guess, because they're not coming down. Yeah, for better or worse, we're stuck here. This is kind of wide open, but I'm also not really worried because, again, Yumi shotgun style slingshot. It's just not all that exciting to wait for them to do something, because we can't leave too far from B right now, and we also can't be too far from A or C in case they decide to call that one. So we can't go much further than we are. We have to kind of be in the central area until they decide to do something. So this is it. This is the gameplay. This is normally Larson level gameplay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm used to this from Larson's. Yumi's a bit of an odd one to do something like this.
Don't worry.
I don't know how they got Heartbroken, but like, it's yet another thing to talk about with Charm, I guess.
What a good one.
Okay. Well, we successfully charmed them, prevented them from doing anything. Somehow they got Heartbroken. I'm actually not sure how they got Heartbroken. I don't think they should have, but I'll take it. They wasted like 4 minutes just standing. I don't know what they were doing, but for me, it was them. We were just standing. From my perspective, they were just standing. But they did get a little bit wrecked by however they got Heartbroken. I'm not going to take much credit for good shooting or anything with that. I'm also surprised, but yeah, we're going to spend most of our game 2 talking about Charm and changes, how I would like to see. So I guess stick around if that's interesting, or you just like to hear me talk / gameplay, or you accidentally left this running while you fell asleep. All of it very good options for being in game 2 here, I'm sure. So I will see you right there. All right, we're back on our game 2 with our red build, that one. Yeah, we're gonna laser focus here. We gotta talk about some Charm for a little bit. I only have till the end of this game too, so we gotta focus in and we gotta know what we're doing. And ooh, look, a safe. All right, over to a green room. I'm on the wrong side. But I do want to talk about Charm a little bit, and I think this ability is, I don't know if I'm hesitant to call it too good, but it's really good. But probably most important, and my biggest problem I have with it, what I really want to talk about, is it is annoying to play against. Like, it just is. I don't know a better way to put it than to just be like, it's frustrating to play against a Charm. But we never really finished what Charm actually does, which means you guys got like half of a Charm explanation, and now you have to get a whole another Charm explanation. Are you a player? No.
Thank you. Next.
So, what Charm says it does. You shoot out the cone, we saw that. You get neutralized, you get slowed if you get hit by it. Neutralized prevents you from using your expertise. Slowed makes you slowed. And then if you break your own cover while you're under those effects, you get Heartbroken status, which actually takes away the one of them. Is it the neutralize or the slow? It takes away the slow, I think. Braden suddenly forgot, and replaces it with vulnerable. So you still have one of the two effects, and then you lost the other one, but you got vulnerable, which sucks. Getting vulnerable sucks. You take bonus damage. That's what happened to the Yumi last game. Do not recommend. So yeah, that's what it says it does. Let's talk about some stuff it does it doesn't say it does. It prevents you from shooting. It actually does. This is well, this hasn't really been said, but I assume this is to prevent you from instantly getting heartbroken the way we just saw Yumi. So it's kind of hard for me to say that this is what it does when we just saw evidence it doesn't really do that. But you're gonna have to trust me on this. It does do it. If you're shooting and you get hit by charm, like if you're shooting a full auto weapon like we have, it will stop you from shooting. It will just stop. You will just stop shooting. You will have to release mouse 1. You'll have to click mouse 1 again. Also, if you click mouse 1 too early, it still prevents you from shooting because it's trying to prevent you from immediately breaking your thing. But if your reaction time is quick enough, it will actually just prevent you from shooting. Similarly, if you have a single shot weapon like a red weapon 2 or something, we should go the other way. You know, and you're like shooting, it will cancel a shot. So if you're like me and shoot shots kind of rhythmically, you know, try to shoot one for the fire rate, it kind of cancels a shot, which is kind of a big deal. It can be. And just the fact that it does prevent you from shooting at all can literally make the difference in a fight. If you're like 2 shots from getting hit and they're 1 shot and they shoot you, charm you, they'll just shoot you again. They just win that fight. It went from a 1 fight from you to a lost fight for you. It's kind of crazy, and we've only talked about a little bit. And again, that specific scenario doesn't really happen too much. That's not really a big deal. It's kind of small, but like it's just one of many things that I wanted to bring up here. So let's talk about Neutralize now. We talk about Neutralize a little bit. We play some Hans here, and we neutralize License, we neutralize Madams, absolutely. Very strong against those agents. Also, Chavez has his expertise 2 like 90% of the time. Straight up removes that if you get neutralized. That just goes away. That effect no longer exists. I believe if you're invulnerable with Chavez, similar idea. All right.
Look elsewhere.
All right, there's the Heartbroken in action.
Oh, what a glow.
Pick our shield back up. I didn't actually mention we have shield, but we're kind of, I don't want to say try-harding, but I did pick the stuff I thought was going to make me win, because I did want to talk about Charm and show it off in conjunction with the shield. By the way, did you notice the Charm went right through the shield there? Because that happens, you know. But we weren't even done talking about Neutralize, and that's like another small part of Charm. Yeah, Neutralize, kind of crazy on its own. Straight up like undoes stuff if you hit it. I use Chavez as an example, but like there's other stuff where Neutralize just undoes your expertise or just prevents you from using it. It's kind of crazy. Larson E2, it doesn't actually remove the invisible, but it does put some particle effects on you, so you're not really invisible. You still can't be hit, but they know where you are if they're looking for it. If they know what they're looking for, they'll know where you're coming from. At least it used to. I don't know if that was a bug, but that might have been fixed, but we'll say it still happens for the sake of this argument. And now let's talk about Slow. We kind of didn't touch about Neutralize, but let's talk about Slow as a thing. You've probably seen me use goo pods, and honestly, they are climbing the ranks on my internal like gadget tier list, goo pods, and all they do is slow. And that's a part of what Charm does. So Slow, I'm sure if you've seen me use goo pods, and one of the videos I actually used the goo pods, they have like offensive and defensive. You'll see me throw them at someone's feet and then start shooting them so they can't get away. Charms, you can use it ignoring everything else we've talked about. Just the slow effect, you can use it the same way. You land some shots, you throw out the charm, they can't run away. If they started to run away, they no longer can because you charmed them and you can now catch up. Or defensively, similar goo pods. You've seen me put goo pods in doorways to cause a big slow field. Similar idea with Charm. You start losing a fight, you throw the Charm out, you walk away, you run away, whichever one works for you. It doesn't really matter, because if they do break that Charm to shoot you, they get vulnerable status, and you can just turn and kill them after that. Unless you're somehow so far behind in the fight that the vulnerable status is not going to swing that fight in your favor,
You have wasted your
then I don't really know. Alright, it's B. And now a little worried because I did, not that I look at everyone's names, but I did see a name in the lobby that has been known to camp a vault as a plant, and I'm not the best prop hunt player, so if there be with the last vault terminal, I gotta be a little on my toes. But we talked about slow, offensive, defensive, and we barely even scratched neutralize. Obviously neutralize is bad to have, so yeah, I mean, or not neutralize. I mean, obviously neutralize is bad too. Vulnerable. We barely talked vulnerable. Like, I think it's just 25% more damage taken. I mean, we've seen it on 2 agents. It's real good. Yeah. 2 drawers. Yeah, someone was in here. And this is the only spot we haven't been. Yeah, someone's up there. So yeah, kind of crazy. And honestly, I'm not even 100% sure. Ooh. Yeah, someone's already fallen for it. Time for me to look at every plant. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Bye. I don't need that shield. I'm not sure if they were in there. The vault alarm didn't go off, so they probably weren't. But someone was definitely there, and I don't know how that one body died. Yeah, the vault alarm didn't went off, so I kind of wasted my shield for nothing. So yeah, that's all about charm. That's a lot. And now let's talk about how, you know, charm gets used. Normally you fire a few shots, especially if you're a shotgun red. You fire a few shots, and then you charm to catch up and make sure they can't get away, and you just keep shooting, and you've closed that distance, and you're a shotgun character, so you should win that fight. I am not making the argument that if you get in shotgun range as a red, or well, a shotgun red or a Hans, you should probably win the fight. Maybe Hans a little less because he does have that ranged option, but yeah, when a shotgun's red, like, balance things, and I'm not necessarily saying this is how you should balance it, but is that she doesn't do a lot outside of her effective range, like very limited until you're within shotgun range. You don't have that slug like Hans does. So that's why you see a lot of shotgun reds with the charm, because it goes, you know, kind of further than the shotgun does, or the shield, because you can just run at them like this. And you can still run at them like this, even though they made it so the shield does the thing where it takes damage, but oh, that was close. Okay, they booked it. That door closed at just the right time.
Their security.
Okay.
What security?
Also, this is just a shield thing now we can just do. This is stupid. Are they just running? We heard a bounce pad. They're just up there. Yep, that's them. Ooh, that's not good. Except for the food that's right here. Make them use all their intel on my shield. Take that. Ow. Ow, that does hurt. Luckily, we know where the food is. Can we sit for a second? This might be rough. Ooh, they missed. Well, make sure we're getting more and more food. Circle back on them. Throw the charm, because why wouldn't we? Oh, look, we won the fight.
I prefer diamonds and
Initializing rival agent detection mode.
Wow. that worked kind of exactly how I said it did. We bought enough time, we got into range, we did charm them, and oh, we didn't even talk about the time on charm. I forgot to talk about it, but I mean, we can charm NPCs here, so let's do that first. Let's look at this for a sec. Hang on. I'm missing 2 HP. You throw the charm, you hit the button.
You won't last long.
I'd hit that slowly, and they just lost charm at the same time I finished my heal. So I healed 20 HP in the time it took them to charm, assuming... And they can't see you healing, because you're also in disguise? Oh boy. We didn't even talk about how it interacts with your passive too to give you free damage reduction at the top at a button. The out of combat capabilities with your passive one again, swapping your disguise, or just giving you your disguise back in situations which prevents you from getting heat. It does so much. And again, I'm not sure it's necessarily needs nerfs level. It does a lot. It's very versatile. I'm not, you know, gonna say this definitely needs nerf, but I will say it is downright frustrating to play against, and I would like to see changes to make it not frustrating. If that involves nerfing it in some way, I'd be okay with that. If somehow that makes it a buff, that's probably not great. I think it's okay where it is, maybe a little on the, you know, too good side. But if we got to see a little nerfs to make it not frustrating, just anger to play against, I would love to see it. And those are my thoughts. Feel free to put yours in the description. Do like the video if you enjoyed the gameplay. We didn't get a ton of elims, but I was trying to focus a little bit on playing and talking about charm. And the other thing I usually say, we said comment, we said like, we didn't say subscribe for deceiving content like this in the future. And I will see you guys in the next one.